Welcome to another episode of Six Man Blitz. We're here. We got great content, great talks, NBA, NFL, off seasons for both, big news for both. We're gonna discuss. But one thing, I saw today on Twitter, Charlemagne the God, he said Cardi B has had the same effect on rap as Jay-Z and Drake. Now, this shit blew me back for a second. I was like, oh, what the fuck? What did he say? What are your thoughts on this?
Bit of a shock jock
Shock jock.
statement, if you will. You know what I'm saying? I think she has had a huge impact on it.
Oh
Just
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
look at the people that came behind her, and she's. I think she made female rap more mainstream.
Oh yeah.
So before, but you could get that nod to Nicki too, though.
Switching over to the Celtics though, what do you think about them positioning themselves to make a move for Dame? It's going to cost them Jaylen Brown, but what would you think of a Celtics team with Dame, Porzingis, and Tatum in the East?
I think it might make more sense, but they've been sacrificing a lot of their identity
Marcus Smart's
this
gone.
offseason. So you look at him, you look at the sign and trade they did with Dallas. I mean, they're sacrificing a lot of defense to make these moves and trying to get one up. For me, I don't think I like that decision, like to trade Jaylen Brown. You talk
I
about
don't
a young
either.
star for an old vet that's played 40 games last year, that is undersized. I don't think that makes the most sense, especially long term. Now, I think that puts them in a win now mode, and but I don't know if getting Dame for Jaylen Brown is gonna get them lock them in as the title favorite any more than what they are already. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So I
It's a
don't
lot
think
to
that's
give
the
up.
right
Yeah.
move for them. And it sounds like Dame is pretty set on Miami, so I don't see that happening. But I do think they should maybe add another veteran point guard, but
Mhm.
not at the cost of what Dame would cost you, and you blow up your future trying to trade for that because you got to go above and beyond what
Mhm.
Miami's going to offer.
Yeah, and or any other team's going to offer Philly. A lot of the teams that you're going to compete with, they would have the best, like one of the best, offers because just Jaylen Brown, if he's in it, he can have
Right.
his own team in Portland. Him and Scoot together, they would fit better than bringing Maxi and Portland or another Tyler Hero. I feel like Portland doesn't want Tyler Hero, but
No.
and it's gonna be interesting though. I really want to see when this Miami Dame Lillard trade's gonna happen. The reports keep coming out. Dame's gonna make it really awkward if he doesn't get sent to Portland. Teams are worried he's not gonna sign with them in the next off season. So it's just shit's heating up. I mean, we was talking about it the other day. Ben Simmons was gonna be in the fucking deal for Portland. The Nets were possibly gonna include him in a 3-team trade if the Nets are involved in that. What are your thoughts on that? Ben Simmons coming to Portland or Miami? Miami would be dangerous, I think.
I've sold all my Ben Simmons stock. I could give a fuck where he go at this point. Like I don't know what his deal is at this point. I wouldn't be investing no capital into him if I was a GM personally. So I don't think he warrants enough to get a deal done.
Oh
Him
yeah.
plus a bunch of other pieces makes a little bit of sense, but I don't think him being the cornerstone of any deal is gonna move the needle for me personally.
Yeah, and it's like they're poor. I mean, the Nets are just trying to get off that contract, get off him, and deal him somewhere. But I think the Miami Heat being a fresh start, getting him, a nice situation where that culture is gonna, it's gonna force him to like be get his shit together. I think, and being in that situation defensively, him and Bam together on the same court, facilitating too. It'd be like a younger Draymond. I think a little more athletic. And if you could get Ben Simmons back to how he was playing, in Philly, I think it's just a confidence thing. If he can get back him, Dame, Bam and Jimmy on the same court, that would be nice. That would be I would pick them to win the East. Well, I'd pick them to win the East even without Ben, but you know,
Miami's smart enough not to whiff on something like that. So I think Portland, they might be in a better position just because they're not in win now mode. But if I'm Miami, you sniff out guys like that in a heartbeat just because of the character and the culture they've already set. And
yeah,
that's half the battle is scouting talent and then nurturing it. So you know what I'm saying? You ain't out here picking up projects and high risk players.
hmm
You're getting guys that are undrafted that are grinders that can shoot the shit out the
they
ball.
got nothing to lose. Yeah.
The formula is pretty simple. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying?
And but how do you think though, like losing guys like Struess and Vincent are going to impact this team? Because those are key parts of their rotation. They get a guy like Dame, you losing your whole roster to get Dame though. Too with the packages I've been seeing, like Caleb Martin, Kyle Lowry, thick self, Jovic, uh, and Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson too. Like their whole team, their whole rotation.
Yeah, but once you get a guy like Dame in your building and you're a place like Miami, everybody else is going to start to flock because they see the writing on the wall. So you might be able to pick up a few guys on the league minimum, much like LA did this
Yeah.
offseason. So once that domino falls and people see him there, it ain't nothing to get a few more shooters. You know what I'm saying? Because they got 3 of their 5 starters already locked. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I'm not worried. The biggest thing is if they can keep Caleb, then
They
it could
want
be
to.
really crazy.
They
So,
they don't want to
but
include
I
him
don't.
in the deal.
It's gonna be tough. And of course, Tyler Hero's probably gonna have to be gone, but to a third team. So I mean, I see your point, but sure, you got to go all in because presently constructed, they overachieved last year, and that might not be the case this year again. So
Yeah. How many times can you overachieve like with this? You know what I mean? How many times
shit.
can things go your way? You got a good culture, but this shit don't happen all the time. Teams like this don't continuously make it to the finals and shit. But what let's move on to like favorite free agency moves. What do you think? Who are some of the winners? Who are some of the losers? Let's start off with the winners for free agency so far.
Man, so looking at winners, I think LA resigning everybody for the most part outside of Schroeder. I think it was a big deal. Um, I think Dallas, the moves they just made, I
I
think
like
was
Dallas's
fantastic.
moves.
Getting Kyrie locked in was good, and then Phoenix, you gotta have them as your winner just with the Bradley Beal trade. I think that in and of itself was enough to change what the West looks like. And then losers, I don't think Denver got better.
I
Lost
don't
Bruce
think so
Brown.
either. And they lost Jeff Green too, who's like he's not as like crucial as Bruce Brown, but he's that veteran presence. He's
No, he
in that
played big
rotation.
playoff minutes.
That's what I'm saying too.
Played
Big
big
playoff
off
minutes.
playoff minutes. Gave them a added dimension when they needed it, especially in that Lakers series. So, oh yeah, he's a valuable piece, but you can't keep everybody, especially after winning a chip. So, I think losers, the Bulls. I mean,
You
we
don't like the
got
moves the
Levine,
Bulls
and we.
made?
No, I don't. I think we should have blew it up.
Yeah.
Um, and we weren't able to capitalize on this. We're talking about being a dark horse in this Dame thing that isn't even close to being a chance. So, I think the Clippers were big losers. I don't think they got any better yet. You know what I'm saying? They still got to make a decision on PG. I heard they were shopping him around.
But
Kawhi,
nobody
he's
wants
never
to
going to be
make
the
that move
same.
no more either. They don't want to give him
No,
extension because they
no,
don't,
he's
you know,
he's
uncertain.
consistently hurt. Same thing with Kawhi. So They had rumors of getting CP, and I think even the Warriors. I think to not have a player above 6'9" is kind of wild in today's NBA.
All the centers are gone too.
So
All the centers are
I
gone.
think right. So they re-signed Draymond, which was big, but outside of that, and getting Poole out of there, I don't. I think CP3 is going to be better than what most think on that team, but they still didn't address the needs that they had, which was the size component. They got bullied by LA. They barely scraped by Sacramento.
Sacramento.
So I think for me, the Warriors, you could start to see the dynasty slip away. Now they got to the trade deadline to figure out what they want to do and maybe make adjustments then, but presently constructed, I don't. They're not one of my favorites.
They needed like call Boogie Cousins and Dwight. I mean, even Dwight Howard. Remember 2020? Dwight Howard. Hey, 2020, that championship for the Lakers. He was holding his own against Jokic. He was like just somebody that's putting a body on him. Tristan Thompson was giving Jokic some decent minutes when the Lakers played the Nuggets. Wasn't good enough, but just something, a body, a presence. They don't have even that. Kevon Looney is getting 20 rebounds, but it's not, you know what I mean? He's not having the same.
He's not stopping AD. He's not stopping Jokic. So
Yeah.
if you can't do that, then you really just pissing in the wind. So yeah, I don't shoot. Maybe call Dwight from Taiwan or wherever the fuck he
He's
at.
trying to recruit everybody to Taiwan though. Like every time somebody lost in the playoffs, he's like, "Hey, you know what to do? Come to Taiwan." It
Man,
was crazy. I mean, the Warriors could have used somebody like Mo Bamba, but right now, today, not rumors, it was reported he's signing with the 76ers. So, solid move for them, getting a guy like that, a good backup center that can, block shots, a great rim protector. It should be interesting with that. Wanted the Bulls to get him. He would have been nice on there, but him in Philly would be decent. So you really don't like the Bulls' moves, man. They got defensive personnel. They're shooters too. Craig in the playoffs against the Clippers.
We did improve from three, but not by much. But yeah, I don't think we moved the needle at all. I still think we're going to be on the bubble. We're going to be in the play-in hunt.
But you gotta look some of the teams in the East though. I don't think I think the Knicks getting rid of top end. Those teams in the East really haven't got so much better. It's the top teams, the top four teams that have Porzingis to the Celtics. I think that 5, 6, 7 range. We could possibly be in that range. I see it if we're healthy.
Cleveland got better.
They got some shooters.
Strauss. You know what I'm saying? I think that was a huge pickup for them. That might have overspent, but yeah, it's worth it if he shoots like he did last year.
Because they had no fucking bench at all, bro. So, like last year, they had Ricky Rubio off the bench. That was their best bench player.
You can't if you trade all your assets for big players. That's kind of the give and take of it.
Right. But so now, I don't know if you watch too much Summer League, but some of the shit that's been happening in Summer
League. Been checking it out.
Dude, some of the shit that's been happening in the Summer League is crazy because dudes that were playing valuable starting playoff minutes, like Keegan Murray, he's dropping 29 points in the Summer League for the Kings, but he was starting for the Kings in the playoffs last year, started all year. Was like really good rookie. And then you look at Chet Holmgren, who dominated the Summer League last year. He's back in the Summer League again, dominating it. So these players that were starting in the playoffs for their teams as rookies, like the dude from the Thunder, he's doing really good in the Summer League. Like, you think there should be some kind of rule like, all right, you're too fucking good to be in the Summer League, or no, you think that's,
No, I mean, although they're having successful careers, you still got to develop your game. They're still super young, so that's kind of the benefits of having young guys. And you also want to build that young nucleus. You want to get those reps in. So, as a coach, anytime you get free reps in, build that chemistry, get that young core all clicking before the actual season, you do that in a heartbeat. So Chet Holmgren is one guy that I've been over impressed, and I think he's going to
He's
make a
blocking
huge splash.
shits,
And
shots. Yeah,
OKC is going to be, it's probably going to come out of nowhere in the West. To
they already
have one of
improved last
those,
year too.
oh, having a healthy Chet Holmgren is going to be improved. You know, Shai Gilgeous was first team All NBA, so this guy, shoot, they could easily be, a 7, 6 seed, or even be like Memphis was with all those young, talented players. I think Memphis is a team that might drop off a little bit. I don't see them having the as successful as a season as they have the last 2 years, just with all the pandemonium. Dylan Brooks is out of there. Ja's gonna serve a suspension.
25 to
It's a
life.
little newer look feel for them. So I could see OKC making that, being that team that's young and comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, me too. I really like what they did this year too. The guy I mentioned, Jalen Williams, he was also a guy that was really good. Started for them.
Which one?
He's number 8. He's got like a fro.
They
Oh, there's 2 Jalen
got two
Williams.
Jalen Williams,
There's 2
yeah,
There's
and
a
they
light.
both played in the summer league.
Yeah, they both started too. There's a light skinned one. He
Yeah,
plays center, and then there's the other one. He's dark skinned, but no. And Josh Giddey too, man. That he's a dog. He put up some really good
for
numbers
sure. So they got
in
some
the
young
playoffs.
talent,
Yeah.
like I said.
Yeah, it should be exciting to see their future. They have one of the best young cores. Chet Holmgren in the picture. They're definitely going to be a problem out west. But there are some new changes happening in the NBA. Now, we know the play-in tournament. That I feel like has been a great change to the NBA. It has helped games like towards the end of the season be more interesting. You don't have those games where you're like, no, none of the starters are playing. Like, why are we watching these games? But now in December and November, there's going to be the in-season play tournament. It's going to be the 30
Really?
teams. Yeah, they're putting it towards this season. It's going to start off this season. It's going to be like the World Cup soccer. They're going to try to do like that kind of tournament. So the 30 teams are going to play those games, and then the 8 best teams will be in a tournament, and the winning team, each of the players get like 500K or something. So I mean, but it's just something to keep those games really interesting in December and November.
Yeah, yeah. During football season, nobody watches basketball.
What are your thoughts on that, though? Like, is that going to make you want to watch it more of this tournament?
No, it's not. What the hell is the point? I'm kind of confused.
It's just, yeah, like just something to get like more views, get the, something. It's just
Right?
to
No, I like them trying new shit, but I think it devalues the sport. But if they're modeling the game to be a more worldwide sport, implementing things that soccer is doing is only going to make more sense. So
right.
it ain't for me because I'm gonna be watching football anyways. But
That's the thing too. Like people are gonna be watching football. That's like people don't really like get locked in until February after the Super Bowl. That's when the Super Bowl's over and the All-Star weekend for the NBA is over. So you know that that's really when people are locked in. We always mention we're locked in as soon as the Super Bowl is over. So really in that time, I think it's gonna be hard to compete for the NBA but I think this is something that adds something good for them. I think this is a new change. The play-in tournament, like I mentioned, that people weren't on board with as much, but now seeing it, the effect he's had, all the playing games have been really exciting. The Miami Heat last season, they lost the first playing game and then they won the whole Eastern Conference. So the playing has had an impact, and I think this tournament will make things more exciting too.
it might not be for me. Like the
Mm-hmm.
European fan that's watching at 1 a.m., he might be into it. You know what I'm
You might be
saying?
locked in.
He might be locked in.
But now let's switch over to some NFL talk. Now, disrespectfully, CBS Sports, they did, their head coaching rankings, and guess who was number 32? Matt Eberflus, the worst coach in the NFL. And they also said he's a defensive specialist coach or whatever, defensive minded coach. And he finished with the last finished ranking last in defense categories. So, you think this is fair for Eberflus to be ranked the worst coach in the NFL?
I mean, it comes with having the worst record in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
kind of comes with it. Everything else is going to be considered the worst as well. So I'm not surprised by it, and he's unproven. So why else would he not be at the very bottom of that motherfucking list? So this year, if we flip the script, now everybody gonna be like, "Oh, look at the amazing job! He gonna be up for Coach of the Year and all this fantastic shit."
Like Nagy was that one year, his first
exactly.
year.
So, I mean, you know that comes with it. Heavy is the crown. You know what I'm saying? I'm not concerned.
Right. But where would you have him ranked though? I think there are some coaches that are a lot worse than him. I think maybe he's in that 20, 25-ish, maybe. That's where I would probably put him.
I mean, we don't have enough.
We don't have enough. Yeah, we don't have enough
up.
sample size.
We don't have right. So I leave his ass where he at, to be honest, till he prove us wrong. So
this year we'll definitely
find
be able
out this year,
no,
right?
Yeah.
We ain't no excuses this year. You got the talent. We paid motherfuckers in free agency. You got a whip. We got a deep defense now. All we missing is a star-studded pass rusher, which I hope we can pull somebody out prior to the season or whenever. So I'm excited to see what the Bears can do. And if you notice, a lot of people are buzzing about the Bears, like, "Oh, look out for this team, most underrated team going into next year."
Yeah.
I see that a lot. I don't know if it's because of my algorithm's all fucked up.
It's just Bears shit.
But I feel like I'm seeing that shit more than I should. Mm-hmm. And I wish I was the only one that's up on the secret.
Right. We've been saying this shit from the beginning. We said they were going to be good last year, and we were, they were the.
I didn't.
Well, yeah, I did. They were the worst team in the NFL. But it got us DJ Moore and Darnell Wright, so we got something out of it. But
no question,
we have a really good quarterback in the league. I think Justin Fields is my favorite quarterback. But let's go through the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. Let me hear your thoughts. You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
Man, should I start at the top or the bottom? Pause.
Start at the bottom.
So at 10, man, this is tough.
Yeah,
going into next year.
Going into next year, I struggled a lot at the ladder, the bottom of the list.
Man, I think at 10 you could put a lot of names there.
Yeah.
I think for me, I like what Tua's doing.
I have Tua at 10 too.
Damn it.
But you're not a Tua guy, so it's surprising.
I'm not, but with the weapons he has at his disposal, he's going to put up big numbers when he's in the game and healthy. Okay. But number 9, we can go with going into next year.
Yes, sir.
Man, so going into next year, I will take Lamar Jackson at 9.
I feel like that's too low for him, or too whatever the order is. But I feel like he should be higher than that, in my opinion. But it's your list. Go ahead, keep going. I'm not trying to derail what you got going.
So at number 8, I like Trevor Lawrence. I like what he's doing there. He's going to get arguably his true number 1 receiver back from suspension.
Ridley, yeah.
He set the tone for this gambling shit. And niggas wasn't listening.
Hopefully the only thing he's betting is on himself.
Man, on me. So you got him at, what was that, 8? 7. Man. 7. I think I'm going to go. Man. I really like Justin Fields at 7.
Ooh.
I think he's going to make a huge jump.
Okay, I like that.
But there's a lot of guys in that top 6 that are just way too good. I think when you're looking at it from that perspective, you got Justin Herbert. I'll go him at 6.
Okay.
Then we'll go. Ooh. Ooh.
Top 5. These dudes.
Right. Top 5. I'll take Josh Allen at 5. I think he regresses a little bit. Just with the issues, Stephon Diggs having issues with training camp. They really didn't make any huge jumps offensively.
No, yeah.
I feel like they still are going to have struggle running the ball
Unless they get
and
Dalvin.
over leveraging Josh Allen. So I don't necessarily like that. So at 4, man, it's a tough list. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It is. It's hard. It was taking me a minute coming up with these guys, especially 7 through 10. But top 4, I mean, I like what you got so far. Fields, I really like him at 7. I don't have him on my top 10, but he's damn at 11.
Let me put Lamar at 5 and
Okay.
Josh Allen at 4.
Okay.
Then we're gonna go. Damn. Jalen Hurts
At 3.
at 3.
Okay.
We already know who number 1 is, but number 2,
Joe Burr.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Joe Burrow.
Okay.
I mean, that's a no-brainer. So, and number 1 is Mahomes.
Okay.
Am I missing somebody?
Yeah, Jackson, right? Look at that.
So yeah, that's. Let me write it out for you.
No, yeah,
You
go
got
ahead.
Mahomes at 1,
Okay.
Burrow at 2. I like.
I think you said 3 Jalen.
Right. 3 Jalen Hurts.
4, I think you had Lamar, or you had Josh. No,
4.
was it Josh or
Yeah, I
Lamar?
like Lamar at 4.
Okay.
Josh Allen next. Then we have
6. I forgot who you said at 6.
Damn.
But Fields is 7. That's all I remember. 6,
Right,
I think
Fields
it's
is
6.
7.
I think it was Herbert,
Duh.
and then
No, I
Fields
got Herbert over Josh Allen personally.
Okay. Then you put Allen at 6, and then Herbert at 5.
Right. Josh Allen at 6, Justin Fields at 7. And that's just me being modest. I think he'll be in the top 5 when it's all said and done.
Who did you have at 8?
8.
I know you had
Trevor
2.
Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence, and then 2 at 10. Yeah, 2 at 10. I don't ever remember who you had at 9.
Man.
I think it was some blasphemy though.
I had Lamar at 9.
You had to
So we
change
can
it.
move. We might be able to put Aaron Rodgers up there. You know what I'm saying?
That's
We'll
good.
see what he does.
Put him at 9. But for my list, pretty same order, damn near for the first 5. Patrick Mahomes at 1, Burrow at 2, Hurts at 3, Lamar at 4, Allen at 5. But 6, I got Aaron Rodgers. Think he's still in that area with the Young Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor Lawrence at 7. Herbert at 8. You know I'm a big Herbert hater. I be hating on that motherfucker every day. Damn near.
Damn.
I don't know what it is. I don't like how they just crown the man as they treat him like Jesus. We've talked about this before, and he hasn't won anything yet.
But you look at the games they play, he's never the reason why they lose.
Right. And I have Trevor Lawrence above because Trevor Lawrence got that dub. He has won a playoff game already. And just his ceiling, I think, is going to be, better. That Jacksonville team is going to be a top team in the AFC. They might finish with the first or second best record in the AFC, first or second seed. But then 9, I got Matthew Stafford. I think a healthy Matthew Stafford comes back and is.
I wanted to put him up there too.
Yeah, that was the guy I was thinking about. And then 10, Tua. Can't forget about Tua. I think he's got a little thicker, got the Kyle Lowry build now, so maybe that translates to health because Kyle Lowry don't get hurt.
That's true.
They got a lot of cushion to fall on.
Be flopping.
But let's go. Speaking of Justin Herbert's Chargers, let's go predict the AFC West. Let's give our predictions. Let's rank this division. I don't think this division is as good as it was last year, as good as we thought it was going to be. But obviously, the Chiefs are going to be number 1. No,
of course
they're going to win this division.
Chiefs at 1. You got the Raiders at 4.
Yeah,
and I think it's going to be a toss-up at 2 and 3. The Broncos got really a lot better.
Sean Payton,
I think Sean Payton is a way better coach than the Chargers coach. It ain't even close. So I'm gonna give the nod to. Goddamn.
Turn to midnight.
I'm gonna give.
Don't hurt yourself.
What happened? There you go. I'm gonna get a nod to the Broncos to be the second, and then Chargers be the third. I think 3 teams might get into the playoffs in this division, though.
Okay.
So be on the lookout for that. But you can't say that with the AFC East. You know what I'm saying? And look at what they got.
Those 4 of those
North too. So somebody got to be the odd man out, and I think the Chargers.
I see them as not making the playoffs either. I don't see that.
They consistently underachieve. I think they lose hope in their coach and move on and go find somebody else after this year. He's on the hot seat for sure this year.
They should have got Payton when they
year over year.
They should have got Payton when they had the chance, man. That would have been nasty.
But the Broncos, their ownership group, the Walmart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They bagged him off and gave him control. So.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully they take that control away from Russell Wilson. You don't have his people anymore in the building no more.
That's why you bring in a Sean Payton. You know what I'm
saying? But so we finished our AFC West predictions. That's what we got. We got the Broncos finishing second, Chiefs first, and then the Chargers third, Raiders fourth. Hot take of the week. You got something for us or anything on your mind?
NBA Finals.
Already?
Preview.
Okay, let's hear it.
I think we're looking at a Celtics-Lakers NBA Finals.
Okay. Who do you have winning then?
I like the Celtics to win it.
Okay.
Young, more dynamic, bigger, better defensively. I'm gonna take the nod. I'm gonna give them the nod over the Lakers. The Celtics finally win an NBA championship that they've been longing for since they put this group together.
So how big of a factor is Porzingis in that then? He's hooping then if they get to the championship.
He's huge.
Yeah.
He's huge because he's a unicorn. He had one of his best years
last year
defensively and points per game wise and health wise. So he's clicking on all cylinders. And he adds an element. You could pull AD from the basket or pull any big from the basket, and Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum could have lanes for days because you can spread the floor with him on the court, and you can surround those 2 guys with 3 shooters at all times.
Okay, I like that. How many games does it go though? You think?
I think it'll go 6 or 7 for sure, depending on health. You know what I'm saying? AD's consistency as well. But I like what the Lakers did. I think they're building a real team, and I think they're not done making moves. So don't be surprised if you see them make 1 or 2 moves before the trade.
Bo. They might pick up Wembanyama before Wembanyama. The Bo's.
Looking ass.
And hopefully the Bulls pick his ass up. But that's all we got for the show. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys, for always following up with the content. Keep staying up to date with it. Training camp's coming up soon. We're going to have videos for that. NBA free agency still going on. We're going to post reactions to the biggest free agency deals that we see upon the week. And when a Dame trade happens, you will hear from us. Don't worry. We will give our reaction, a live reaction to that. And then, when fantasy football time's coming around the corner, we're going to have a fantasy draft stream. We're going to be, in person by that point too. We're going to be, doing our thing with that. So a lot to be excited for here at Six Man Blitz. And, like I mentioned, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. As always, peace. So much shit to cover. Basketball, football, a lot of news swirling around in each and every sport. BET Awards last night. People said it was ghetto. I mean, that's not no